Welcome everyone once again to UnsKripted, where we have real people going through real issues, having real talk. Last week we went into dating in Christianity and we ended up in a kind of inconclusive way. And I'm sure you know at the end of that episode we were in dire need of an expert. Today we have that expert with us and we're going to be introducing him in a moment. It's your boy Tizzle once again, and as usual, I have my fantastic panel with me here at UnsKripted. To my right, I have one of the most famous moas in the city of Toronto in Ontario, Canada. She's popularly known as Slay Mama by our close friends. She's a good friend of mine. She's delectable, she's beautiful, and she's intelligent. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Kumi. Nice to have you again. All right. My brother from another mother. I've known this brother for a long time. I would like to say that he's someone that I look up to because he is funny, he is intelligent, and he knows how to get the best out of everyone around him. Let me put it that way. He is the master of ceremonies, the world famous MC. You can get him at your event. Is my brother Koye. Give it up for Koye. All right. Now, this is my sister. If you've been watching the episodes, you know that I have a soft spot for her because she always gives you an angle that you are never expecting on any topic. She's intelligent, she's beautiful, she's the mother of 3 beautiful boys, and I'm sure that my brother is going to make that. Let's leave it at that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the world famous TT Lope. All right, so I have with me our very first guest on UnsKripted. Yes, round of applause if you're excited to have him. He is a great friend of the house.
Yeah.
He's a lawyer,
Yeah.
a professional relationship and marriage counselor.
Yeah.
He's touched lives all over the world. You
Come on
wouldn't
now.
believe where his reach has gotten to.
Preach, brother.
He's my friend and one of my favorite people on the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pastor Ken Asegeme.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's great to have you here, sir. And I know that you're going to do justice to the topics that we have at hand today. We're going to start off with last week's topic. We ended up in a note where we did not come to an agreement and we had to seek help. You are the help that we need, sir. So the first question before we go into today's topic is, what exactly is dating in Christianity?
Now, dating is a word, and my approach to understanding of words is usually that you define the words before you delineate the uses.
Okay.
So dating is an agreement between 2 or more persons to meet so that they can get to know themselves better. The moment you understand that definition, you can say you have a business date. So it's understood you are going to meet with this person in order that you can further your business conversation. Or you have a social date, or even in the church, a spiritual date to follow up on whatever is happening in that person's life.
They did a lot of spiritual dates.
So once we understand the word, we can now begin to apply it. Should Christians date? In a lot of the Christian denominations, you'll find 2 extremes. Some will tell you, no dating. There was no dating in the Bible. The dating came from the American sphere of social dealings. All you just need to know is the will of God. If God has spoken to you, that settles it. Then another extreme would postulate what looks like we reliving our old habits in the church. So you hear them say things like, no, I must date. Not only will I date, I will date several parallel and at the same time until I'm sure which one. Because Pastor Ken, man, I can't put all my eggs in one basket.
See,
Okay, I shouldn't look that way. I
you are shaking tables. You are shaking
Those are
tables.
2 extremes.
Pastor, so there are 2 key things you mentioned. Agreements.
Yeah.
Agreement is the key thing there. And then 2, you mentioned the fact that but you said 2 or more people. So
Exactly.
that one too. That one too is a bit too.
Oh yeah, because sometimes when you're dating, for the security of your virtues, you need someone to chaperone you.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to intentionally bring somebody else along
See,
just to make sure
it's
that
not the way you were thinking about it, though.
no.
Someone to chaperone.
Yes, it's just to be on the safe side sometimes, because the objective of the dating is so that they can get to know themselves.
Okay.
The moment we have established this, then the question now would be, what should a Christian do or look forward to in a dating? Number 1, bring yourself.
Okay.
Show up. Because it is you that the other person wants to know. Don't imitate somebody else. Don't put up an imitation of somebody else's character. And I don't care if it has to do with dressing. I don't care if it has to do with, your finesse. I think I feel better when I'm acting like Denzel. But Denzel is not the one looking for a wife. The only key to Kennedy finding a wife is Kennedy.
Yeah.
The more you can bring out yourself, the more you are truly trading. The more your date has value, because the objective is that you two might know yourselves. Number 2, pretense destroys the very objective of the dating. I know sometimes I've heard people say things like, some people can pretend, though. They can pretend until you marry them. Then after you now marry them, their real self will show up. Truth be told, both the person that pretended and the person that was deceived, they'll both pay for it. Because the truth is this: you have by deceit lured somebody into a union that you have no capacity to sustain. So by the time you stop the acting you and you start showing the real you, the assent, the agreement they gave you, which was not really to you, but to the masquerade that you brought to the scene, they will also withdraw it. So even if I told you I love you, I go die for you, now that you are showing me your real self, I may not say it that I'm taking back my words, but my action will torture you for life. So nobody really gains from pretenses. Number 3, endeavor to set a standard of purity. Jocularly, I say to people, why do you think people close their eyes when they kiss it? Truth be told.
No, I tried to thought of that last week.
I
just thought that this is true for you. I was watching the movie. I was like, why do people actually close their eyes? I now tried confession. I now tried kissing
with
the
your eyes
wall
open.
with my eyes open.
Why are you
Kissing
kissing
the
the
wall?
wall?
No, I just imagine like it
Are
actually
you
looks
married?
funny.
You
bro,
No, my wife was not around. My
It
wife
wasn't
was not
around.
around.
Okay, it
So
was scripted.
because I was watching a movie.
Do you have a
Okay.
dollar too?
I don't know what he's talking about. So I mean that really resonated with me. That's just
Now, psychologically, when you close your eyes, your brains also shut down.
okay.
So your processing mental engines, they shut down when you close your eyes kissing. So I say to people, you can kiss somebody you don't know. Say yes to somebody you don't know, because you never set a good standard for purity. Delayed gratification only allows for what we call in law consensus in addendum. Let the minds meet before the bodies meet. So set a standard for it. It's not as though you are not going to feel something. You will feel something. It's okay to feel something. It's even okay to let the other party know that I feel something. But for the Jesus person that I am, I will not follow through with what I feel.
Okay.
I will save it until that day.
Fantastic,
Lastly,
sir.
so that I can take your questions. Lastly, when it comes to dating, always remember this. Honor begets honor.
Yeah.
If you are not honorable at heart, it will come back to bite you in the butt. It's so important that when you say to someone, I love you, let it be the truth coming from your heart. When I was single, I trained myself in such a way that I never was in a hurry to say I love you. No, I will tell you I like you, but I won't say I love you. If you told me you love me too quickly, I won't respond with accent or acquiesce by saying I love you too. No. We are not in a movie. Thank you. I like you, and I really do. If we can keep building on what we have, maybe I will get to feel what you are feeling. But right now, I'm not there yet.
Fantastic.
Honor is so critical so that we don't make the same mistake that a lot of married people have made. And what's that mistake? They kept saying, I love you when they didn't feel it.
Very true.
They kept saying, I love you too when they didn't mean it.
Cliche.
Or
As a cliche.
Maybe they call those things that be not.
As though they were. And unfortunately, now they are married and then suddenly realize, why did I do this to myself?
Wow.
Yeah, I liked you a bit, but not like that.
Not like that, yeah.
The person you should marry should be somebody that even your stupidity is humorous for that person. You need minimal adjustment for you to experience compatibility.
Fantastic.
Life is unscripted. There is no guarantee about tomorrow. But dating helps you to make sure that the person you are taking the journey of life with is with you through thick and thin. If you fall off your bike and you become crippled, I'll still be here. Okay. If something happens to you and you lose your speech, I will be your voice. If life happens to you and you lose all the things that you seem to have right now, I'll be one thing that life cannot take away from you. That's what makes the relationship grow fonder with time, blossoming, getting better and better when dating has been properly appropriated.
So no pretense.
No pretense.
Purity. Honor.
Set your standard. Bring yourself. Show up.
Do you have any questions, Titi Lopo?
I do. I do. Because, okay, so don't let me go over, the last episode.
Okay.
I'll just go straight into my question.
Okay.
Because to me, what you just described sounds so much like courtship to me. So what then is the difference between getting to know? I don't even want to use the word dating, which was controversial. Getting to know people.
And courtship. Okay. Now, the word courtship is supposed to come into play when there has been a formal proposal to marry. Okay. But a lot of people, even in the church, the fact that we went to have Coke and a piece of chicken yesterday, and then today we are going to drink coffee. Oh, we are in courtship.
Exactly.
No, you are not in courtship. Because you see, hurried procedure just builds a tower without foundation. If you're going to build something that lasts, take time to count your cost. Dating is your process of getting to know yourselves.
No commitment, right?
Oh, okay. Now let's bring the word commitment. Commitment should grow with disclosures and knowledge.
Okay.
Commitment can't be 100% from the beginning. I don't know you. I like you. But if I get to know you more, I might now stick with you. For the much that I know, I commit. For the much that I know, I disclose. Some things I can't disclose at first, second, third, or the fifth date. Why? Disclosures must be made commensurate to commitment. As the commitments begin to grow, and gradually I realize that you being with me is not the only time that I like you. Even when you are not around, even when life offers me options, you are the one I'm choosing inside my heart. Some people are dating you, come to see your parents, printed wedding card. In their heart, they are still comparing. Should they really be Titi or Angela? Sorry.
Which goes to one of the key disagreements that we had last week, which was the modus operandi of dating. The guys were of the opinion that once you choose one person to date, that should be someone you're focused on.
Yes.
The ladies were of the opinion that maybe it's a gender thing, because to them, when you're dating, you can date multiple people at the same time. So I don't know if you can give us some insight on how that would work. Or did I
before you address that, I would say that from the ladies' aspect, what we were talking about was from the aspect of getting to know people.
Yes.
As you said, what is dating? When you're getting to know people. Yes. So we were of the opinion and idea that yes, you can get to know a lot of people at the same time.
Yes.
It's kind of called multitasking, but it's possible.
Oh shit! Multitasker.
I think it ties to what Titi was saying. At what point do we now say there's courtship? So let's imagine, let's just be cinematographic with our imaginations and imagine that 20 steps from first hello to proposing. So that after proposing and you two have now agreed, there is courtship. So now, when the 20 steps start, at step 1, you can't claim exclusivity.
At step 1.
At step
You
1.
can't.
At step 1.
At step 1.
Let,
part of what
let me even shock you. At step 5, don't demand exclusivity. Oh, yes.
Wait. Wait.
No, let me tell you.
Pastor.
Let me tell you guys. This is unscripted, right?
Okay,
Now, the
unscripted.
truth is this, that a lot of people put labels on themselves too early.
Yeah.
The fact that you and I have decided to go on a walk, we are dating, we are dating because we want to get to know ourselves. It doesn't mean that we have become friends. We attend the same church, it don't mean you are my friend.
Okay.
So the steps must go progressively in unfolding. Automatically, as we get to know ourselves and affinity is growing, that's to say compatibility. I like you, you like me.
Okay.
As that begins to grow, you are dropping the crowds that is following. By step 10,
Pastor, I agree with you.
no, this step
I'm
10,
not cutting you short.
Okay, no problem.
I agree with you,
Yes,
Pastor.
okay.
But this is our thing. This
Okay.
is now the dividing line.
Okay.
This step 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Can you be doing it with more than one person?
Yes, because listen. That's why I said our words should be defined before we apply them. You see?
Okay.
Can I pick you up for coffee tomorrow?
Okay.
You may say to someone, I have a meeting with Pastor Ken tomorrow for us to have coffee.
Okay.
Is that a date? No, not really. This is our first meeting ever. Then another time comes up. We're going to hang out, at Burlington Waterside. We're just going to stroll around and talk. Oh, is it a date? You can call it that because at least we agreed to meet. We are meeting deliberately to get to know ourselves better. Are you two going out? No! In the sense of, are you my boyfriend or my girlfriend? You are not.
Because that's not been defined.
It has not
You're
reached
just
there.
getting to know
You see,
people.
but this is
The
not-
talking
Hold on.
Oh, yeah,
We
too late.
did Pastor K.
It's too
Okay.
late.
One key thing that we always said was getting to know people we don't have to have any conversation about saying we're dating.
No.
Like
It
we
has
are
not-
we can be we are
No.
Why
This
now
is
that
not what you said. Oh, my day. Okay, land.
Wait now.
How come?
Pastor, this was the key thing that we said last week. Like getting to know ourselves. Like you said, there is no promise of exclusivity there, right? What we were saying was being in a choir together, I can get to know you.
Yes.
I don't need to do any special effect to get to know you. So far as we're in the same circle,
Exactly.
doing something in common.
Yes.
So during that process of doing something common, we definitely will be together.
Yes.
We'll talk together.
Yes.
We'll get to know ourselves together.
Yeah.
To us, when we now say, okay, I like you so much that I want to take you out on a date.
That's the thing. I like you so much. How did we gather this so much?
So we've done 5, 6, 7 steps. We've got to
That's
step
what
10
I'm
already.
saying. So it is gathering that. I think where what you shouldn't hear me saying is that I can come to the point where she and I, we like each other.
Okay.
Now we can actually say we are seeing each other. We can actually say we are going together. But at the same time, I am establishing the same level of affinity with her. And then my resolve is, I know people should leave me alone. I've not made up my mind between the two. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
Remember, I talked about honor. I talked about standard.
Yes,
No, what I'm saying is, in the preliminaries, and
gathering of
let me
data.
quickly tell you the danger of not understanding what I'm saying. A lot of Christians married today are hurting because they were told you can't date. So all you need to know is whether this is the will of God.
Okay.
And here is
And then go.
here is the aberration. Nobody taught them on how to know the will of God. So somebody called me one day and said, Pastor, I really need to see you. I've been praying about the person I'm going to marry, and God has been showing me her picture. I first saw her up to the waist. Then the other day I saw her up to the chest. But right now I've seen her up to the neck.
Again.
I've not seen the head yet. But from the neck down, what I see resembles your sister. Could you help me talk to her? And this was somebody senior to me, you know. So I said to him, I said, senior, I think let's just agree in prayer that the head will roll out. So when the head roll out, so that we can now see completely. Now, because we have not been trained, Christians act like robotics.
Okay.
Immature in the arena of emotional intelligence. They don't know how to handle themselves. So the only way they know to go is, can I talk to you? Yes. I think the Lord said to me that you are going to be my wife. Stupid.
Do people still use that line?
Yes. So silly. Why? What he meant to say is, I like you.
I like you.
Now, let's further the conversation. She becomes persuaded that, no, I know this man. He works in church.
Okay.
He can't be frivolous with thus saith the Lord. Even if I don't feel anything or I don't like him, I respect God too much. I will go with him. Then she starts going with me. 2-3 weeks. I begin to see her for who she really is. And then the same unscripted guy comes back to her and says, God has said again, God has said again that you are not to be the one. Come on. The father of spirits is not confused. The one that knows the end from the beginning is not the one who is responsible for such quagmires. It is immaturity in emotional intelligence in the arena of social skills. You people are blessed. Your generation is heavily blessed. When we were growing up in the church, there were no much marriage seminars. All you were told is, hear from God. Have you heard from God? What scripture did he give you? He said, well, the Lord gave me the word. He said, none shall be barren in the land. Okay, then run with it. Did you have any of your prayer brothers confirm what you heard?
Oh my.
Those were the things we went with. We didn't know that the persons we were going to marry, they are going to be human beings trapped in the house with us, not spirits. And because we were not trained to relate socially, we didn't know how to handle it when the first crisis came. You know, so we don't double date, because by the time we now get to the place where we establish that we are going, we become unilateral. The I is the light of the body. When the eye is single, it brings fullness of light to the whole body. Yeah, so that's what I didn't want you to get wrong. We don't maintain those double dating. That's to say, I am maintaining a high level of one whatever with this person, then I'm repeating it here again. Then no, that's not what we're saying.
You are not
what
shouting.
we're saying that all preliminaries should be done.
Because we understand that part.
You know the nations that go for World Cup. You're a football person.
All we're saying is the preliminary.
Let's just put it this way. So it is the name of that preliminary that is causing the problem. Maybe we should not call step 1 to 10 dating. Don't call it dating. Call it getting to know the person.
How is
those were the terminologies we
talking stage? If you do talking stage 1 to 10, what do you do 10 to 20?
No, but talking stage is preliminary.
After you start talking, what will you be doing?
No, but talking stage is preliminary though.
What will you be doing after stage 10?
Nobody's talking about stage 1 to 10.
No, stage 1 to 10 is still preliminary because we extrapolated on a 20-step arrangement. If we reduce it to 3, then we'll say at step 1, we are just getting to know ourselves. Step 2, we are now beginning to remove ourselves from others and we are seeing each other alone. At step 3, we are now sure about one another. Then at that point, I now say, will you be my person? And she says yes. And by the grace of God, if this works, it will lead us to marriage. I'm in it with you. From that point, what is now happening between the two of you is called courtship. Because courtship is like a virtual experimentations with what it would be like for us to be married. I call it virtual experimentation because you don't move into one another's house. But now, I'll be concerned to tell you, this thing you are wearing, I really don't like it. Why? I'm speaking from the position of the person you are dating, whom you ought to want to impress me. Do you like what I'm wearing? What am I asking? Because you are the one person now I want to build my appetite to impress. So things are now, I've been meaning to tell you, I want to buy another car. I fancy the white car, but I don't know how to maintain it. But a friend talked about I should go with the black. What do you think? The things I want to do, here's what God said about being friends. He said, shall I hide from Abraham, my friend, the thing I do? So now I'm no longer hiding things from her, you know. So she can now give her own input into the things that I'm planning to do. Why? we are experimenting with what it will be like to spend the rest of our lives together. In decision making, in establishing our value systems, what we believe in, what's going to be our lifestyle, everything. As a matter of fact, when my wife and I got to the place of courtship, I was sharing that with the first lady today. One day she called me and she said, no, it wasn't the first lady. I think it was Pastor Tony. And she said to me, "Do you like what you see?" I said, "Yeah, baby. Why did you ask?"
Come on now.
She said, I know you and I were compatible spiritually. We are compatible intellectually. We are both lawyers. But do you like what you see? I said, "Yeah, I do." Why are you asking this question? She said, "Because you've never tried to touch me." I said, "Oh, young woman, let me be frank with you. Angel Gabriel, since I met you, Angel Gabriel has left heaven. He has been assigned to the earth. He's the one helping me. With this, your Mamma Mia, full body, full engine, only Angel Gabriel." He said, "Oh, stop. I said, "You are the one that asked me.
You brought it up.
I like what I see, but I know what my value system is." She said, "But how do you know that we are going to be compatible in this very, very sacred area?" I said, "I've already studied. And I know that in this very sacred area, it is learning without convocation. It's a learning process. We're going to keep learning and learning. Unscripted.
Anyway, thank you so much, sir. So, do you have anything to
Yes,
add?
so Pastor.
Based on the steps and stages
yes.
and no, I'll come to you guys because we have to have a conclusion today.
Yes.
We have to have a conclusion today.
Conclusion is already given.
I think, Pastor Ken, you've to a large extent, you've hit the nail on the head.
You've cleared us up.
You cleared. I think there was one.
But you have to clear it up so that people that are watching can really
I
understand.
really understand. Since you've now you've given us a clearer picture of what dating should actually entail.
Yeah.
For that brother out there or that sister out there that is experimenting with various people, that is getting to know various people, and these various people, they are convinced in their hearts that I'm the one.
Yeah.
So what's the right way
To manage
the expectation when eventually he's going to settle for one person or she's going to settle for one person?
Yeah. I like your question. And it brings us back again to this issue of Christians who are spiritual should learn to be social.
Okay.
Imagine you've been smiling with a girl in the choir with you. And after church, you got in your car. She doesn't have a car. And you said, "Where do you live? Is it okay if I give you a ride?" Oh, she said, yes. You gave her a ride. You dropped her. The following day, she comes to church. Then she says to herself, "Oh, when he gave me a ride, I know he was trying to tell me something."
Yeah.
Even though he didn't say it, action speaks louder than voice. Therefore, the front seat of his car is now my exclusive reserve. So then she comes to the car park and finds somebody else sitting there because brother wants to give ride. And then you're wondering, "Hello, are you taking me home?" Say, "Yeah. Could you ask her to go to the back seat, please?"
It happens now. Of course, it happens.
It happens every day.
It happens.
You see, good morning don't mean I'll marry you. It's a salutation. We must learn how to invest intentionally in platonic friendships. We all need to grow on how to manage people. So by the time you enter that final commitment, you know how to manage that one person.
Okay.
So how do you manage all of them that are becoming your friends? Learn honor. When somebody begins to look at you like, "Yeah, I know you are trying to use body to tell me," say, No. I hope it's okay. You're my friend. There's really nothing to it. Is that okay with you? And if it's not okay with you, tell them. I don't want you to burn my cable, waste my time, and cumber my land. There are other people who are trying to look at me. If they see us together, they think that you and I, we are going.
We did
Yes.
them this thing.
All of that.
They told us that
It's all a function of honor. And honor is a thing of the heart. It's not just acting. Do you know it is absolutely possible that I was visiting Titi, but liking her more.
Okay.
But it is during my visits to her that I get to experience her. But she didn't know I was watching her. The way she treats her, the way she treats everybody in her house, gave me an insight as to who she is. And then finally, I said to Titi, is it okay if you help me talk to her?
Yeah.
Titi will now flip.
she's
Like, what do you mean?
Wow, what are you talking about? I thought it was
Not
you
them
and
way,
me.
not them way, not them way.
You and I were being friends. We all need to drop this immature supposition that anybody who shows me friendship is asking me for marriage. No. They're not asking me for marriage. No, they're not.
It's because we have said it before, they do not agree. Go there.
Yeah.
That's okay.
You know,
Tell them. Tell them.
you know, because even for the ladies, the moment that I remember a case in point, I met this lady when we were in the university. She was my senior by 1 year, you know, and then I said to her, when she chose the man she's going to marry, I asked her, I said, how did you know that he is the one?
Okay.
They are big ministers in the UK. Now, I said, how did you know he's the one? She said this to me. She said, each time a brother came into her life, she would go and spend hours at the sports complex, which was where all of us used to go pray. She would go pray until from her inner knower and conscience, she is able to know what the assignment of this person is in her life. And those that came and she knew that they were friends, she embraced them wholly as friends, cooked for them and whatever, but she never allowed any insinuation of, I cook for you, means say, I want to see your grandmother. No.
Yeah.
Then she said, when this other guy now came and she went back to the sports complex and did the same thing, she had a good inkling in her knower that this is the guy. She said to me, Ken, the moment that revelation came to me, I began to honor him differently. And from that day till when they were presented to the fellowship for marriage, she said she didn't get it wrong. I think people who are claiming to be spiritual are too pretentious.
Okay.
No depth. There is really nothing to your claim of spirituality except you are claiming it.
Claiming you.
Okay.
So if you're really spiritual, use your spirituality with emotional intelligence to train yourself on how to be friends. Somebody who can be of such benefit to anybody that come around you. You are adding value to them. And as you are doing that, you've trained your filters and your sensors to also know who is yours. I always say to people, no matter how handsome you are, like some of us who are born handsome, you are not good enough for everybody. Oh no, it's plain truth. You are not good enough
Some
for
of us are
everybody.
handsome.
All that.
You know, no, you know,
Some of us
will
are
need-
handsome.
if they put makeup on me, I'm sure.
What's that one that is?
Most
Most after.
Most of them.
Now then they rush you.
Now then they rush.
Now then they rush us.
Yes, now then they rush us, you know. But I know yet we are not good enough for everybody.
True,
So we
true.
are not seeking to impress everybody.
True.
We are training ourselves to bless everybody while we are searching out for that person that is our own person.
Okay.
When you now find that person, you start closing the door in the name of honor on all the other. And you'll be happy to know that if you conduct yourself like this, of all those who were in your team of friends,
Okay.
they will be your committee of friends.
Exactly, yeah.
Because you never led anybody on. You never,
Damn.
exactly. You didn't lead them
It's
on.
you now.
So
It's
you
you.
didn't hurt
How many people have
anybody.
you led
They
on?
were all happy to be your friends, and they're all happy to see that now you have found that person that you really like for yourself, and they'll join you to celebrate it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much,
I mean,
sir.
this
I
is.
think you hit
This
the
is-
nail on
this
the
is-
head.
Yeah,
the
You
depth
hit the
we
ball
needed.
out of the
As
park.
in-
This is the calmest we've ever
There's
been.
no ambiguity. There's no ambiguity anywhere now. We know exactly. We know exactly what the
Thank you
modus
for clearing it
operandi
up.
is. Know the stages.
Yeah.
Know what dating is.
Yeah.
And know when it becomes courtship.
Yeah.
Thank you
Have
so
honor.
much, sir. We
Thank you,
Thank
Pastor.
you,
Yeah.
guys.
Thank
we
you.
Thank
learned
you.
so
That
much
was-
today. Like
that
we
was
always had
exhilarating.
unscripted.
Yeah.
We've got new information, so our arguments have changed. So
Yeah.
thank you everyone for joining today's episode. Let's look forward to next week when we'll have another wonderful episode of Unscripted. From me and everyone on the stage.
Wire.
Stay blessed.
Stay blessed, guys.